It's kind of funny. I keep harkening back to all of like the themes when it comes to just like woke diatribes and things like that. But I mean it makes sense when it comes to having that elevated false sense of virtue. Like you're helping people out and you're trying to make those that are less fortunate better. However, there wait a minute. Did that just not let me start over? I guess with all these woke diatribes, and things like that, and the constant criticism of it, it's easy, it's low hanging fruit, right? But are you really helping out those that are less fortunate? Are you really helping out those that don't have an opportunity? Are you really helping out those that are, being automatically like judged? Or are you elevating like to your own false sense of virtue? Do you feel like it's going to help you feel better about what you're doing? And the answer is to both is probably a resounding no. It's not. None of it is because none of it's in authenticity. None of it's done in any genuine kind of thing. And what before the timer, because it kicked on live late as usual. So before it started, and there was like a bit of a delay, I said that the elevated false sense of virtue, uh, where people poignantly try to make themselves out to be better for the sake of it. That's not good. It's not a good thing. It's definitely done out of fear. It's definitely done out of coercion. It's definitely done out of a set of standards that is constantly the goalposts are constantly moving on the sets of standards. So when that's the bar is either lowered, well, more than likely it's going to be lowered. Less than likely it's going to be, you know, above and beyond. It's funny to me because it's like there's this reverse effect or this backfiring. And once it backfires, oh well, we never said that, or whether the goalposts never moved on that. Well, as far as that goes, and the constant when you have no principles or set standards or morals, that's what's going to happen. Like it's constantly going to happen. And for people who have now seen the actual effects of it, and the people that want to base it off of some kind of ism, which in dialectical criticisms, this could be, this could be an extended podcast and into the dialectical criticisms that I have been putting on the back burner on this channel for a minute. But to revisit some of that, these people, these people with these elevated false senses of virtue want to point out all these isms that other people aren't. All these isms that they think they convince themselves that other people are. That's dangerous. That's absolutely dangerous. Not only is that bearing false witness, that is just absolutely, I mean, that's foolish. That's just outright foolish, and it's got a demonic spirit attached to it. And the thing is that it's like, when people can't even like take a joke, or when people can't even uh, you know, cross the line that they don't even know that they're crossing, and then all of a sudden get punished for it. It's weird. It's so bizarre. And then, the media has to be complicit in it. Well, because the media is, you know, controlled by a certain group of people who want to control the narrative and make everybody feel bad for them, but then in turn, you can't feel bad for yourself, especially if you're like, a straight white male. But the thing is that it's like it's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. It gets to the point to where it's just like just the same thing. It's just the same thing over and over again. Nobody has any idea or any clue what they're talking about, and they don't want to touch these subjects because they're too afraid. Because they're frankly their overlords will will, condemn them and come down on them and stop the money flow. And the funny part about that is usually the people that want you to have this elevated sense of false virtue are usually the people that are embezzling money and robbing people blind. So the funny part is that they reaped what they sow. They get what they deserve, and then they lose it. And then they lose it. So that's the most ironic part about it. That's the most hilarious part about it. But that's how it goes. That's how it always goes. And other than that, that's all I got.